I've only got one take, so really have to make the most of this, but this is just a little unboxing video of this Modori Sodam cookware set that I just got shipped in from Korea. This seems like, for me, as someone with very little storage space in my apartment, one of the best solutions probably for that issue in terms of, wanting to have a premium cookware set but not being able to find a place to store everything, especially with these pots and pans with the long handles. So I did manage to get this in from Korea through a service called BuyMa, and I'll put a link in the description probably to both the website itself and the actual order. The person I got it from was really, really quick in terms of their shipping, so I really appreciated that, especially it was very recently over the holiday period, so I think it got here in less than a week. And yeah, I'm just really excited with this product to see if it really lives up to what I'm expecting out of it. And yeah, just thought I'd make this video as well because there's not too much information on YouTube in English from what I found on this product, and it is also pretty expensive. So for me, I really wanted to make sure that I knew what I was getting before I got here, and it was a little bit tough to do that, especially with it being between $250 and $300 in almost any case coming into the US. So yeah, not sure if this is stocked anywhere in local stores, maybe in some very specialty Korean markets that do imports like this, or you could maybe ask them. But either way, I think we should just get started with the unboxing. And the box itself is pretty small from what I kind of expected, but let's see what comes out of it. There is also one other box that has, oh, that's pretty cool. I might keep this box. Sorry, there is also another box that came with this that had the pot lid, I believe, and I think that probably makes sense given how the rest of the items are able to stack one on top of each other. So yeah, that is in a separate box. It's pretty thin as well, and I will make sure to show you guys that in a bit. So I wasn't expecting this, actually. There are multiple boxes here, so this is really a major unboxing. So but overall, the quality of the cardboard is pretty good. I wasn't expecting it to be as thick as it is, but it feels pretty solid. Definitely doesn't seem like something I would worry about in transit. I'm gonna move this. But cool. So this seems like the three pots and pans that come with the set. This is the handle, and it does come with some kind of instruction. Not sure if you can see that, but pretty cool. It's all in Korean, so not really sure what to do with that information, but it seems pretty basic overall. Let's see if I can figure out how to use this in a little bit, but yeah, I'm just gonna give this a real shot because I think this is kind of the reason why you order this, really, and not something, off of Amazon that might be, not nearly the same level of quality. So it feels super solid to me so far. The plastic is super, super rigid, and doesn't seem like something that would, kind of fail out in a short period of time. But let's see. I'm really not sure. I believe this is locked right now, so I'm trying to get it to the point where it actually unclips, and so you can actually attach it to the oh, there we go, to the pot. But yeah, that seems pretty solid overall, and this rubber feels pretty good to me so far. Okay, it's just a one button. Yeah, this does so far live up to my expectations. I am going to, of course, try and make a more solid review of this whole product at some point after I've used it for a little while, but you know, you can get something like this on Amazon or maybe at Walmart in the US, but I think for me, from what I could tell, it did seem like those products were not as high quality as this is already feeling so far. I mean, it does have some weight to it, not a ton, which is exactly kind of what I wanted out of it. So, especially, you know, if it's going to be going on 3 different pots and pans, it better be sturdy enough. So, yeah, so far feeling good about that. Let's move on to this, what does it say? Source pot. So this is the smallest one, would appear, and yeah, this is another reason why I really wanted this set, again, over some of the alternatives, because this in itself, I also saw on the ads, can double as a bowl, and yeah, it looks pretty good to me. And you know, if you're someone who's looking for a product like this because you're limited on space, it can be really useful just to have an extra bowl lying around, or to even use this to cook rice and then flip it over and you've got a bowl to put rice in, you know. I think the other big draw of this product really is the craftsmanship of the pots and pans, and this feels really solid to me. This feels like, you know, I wanted to buy this almost as an investment because, you know, to drop $300 on 3 pots and pans, you would hope that it's going to last, and you would hope that you're not really going to have to have very many more. So this feels to me so far really great. The coating feels super high quality to me. Let's see how that shakes out, but you know, I don't see any sort of defects so far in the coating itself. And you know, there was also another bigger diagram on the Modori product page that showed sort of how the construction works, and it seemed like it was multi-layered. I also personally really like the color. I think it kind of works in any kitchen. So, you know, this is so far looking pretty good to me. And yeah, just super solid construction on this. And probably a breeze to wash as well, based on the way that the material is looking. And for me, this is like a perfect size saucepan. You know, to just stick this on the stove, you could do any number of things with this, and it's not wide enough that it really justifies that you can only, you know, use it for a stew or something, but you can do rice, you could do a quick sauce. I mean, you could do any number of things in this, really. So, so far feeling good about this as well. Let's move on to the Hotpot. This feels like to me something that you could do a quick stir fry in, or you know, deep fry some vegetables if you needed to in a bit of a smaller pot. Could also do, you know, just general eggs or something like that in here, but yeah, it does really fit the bill for me, as well as a sort of communal hot pot. It does seem just about big enough. And you know, the other thing about this set is, you know, the quality of this is really showing itself so far, and also just in the sense that this is, you can take this off the stove or out of the oven and set it on a table, and it looks really nice. You know, you could easily serve up whatever you're cooking straight away to people. And yeah, just want to go ahead and test this handle out. Super easy to clip on, feels super solid. I mean, there is a little bit of give, but I wouldn't say that, I mean, you're not going to be doing this while you're cooking. I mean, even if you're sort of, yeah, I would say that, like, if you're really going in with the proper stir fry, I probably would not recommend this. just in the sense that there is that little bit of give. I wouldn't want to put too much pressure on this handle, because, like I said, you are going to be going ahead and using this for all three of these pots, and I would say this isn't really the best solution for a stir fry to begin with, because of how tall the walls of the pot are. So, this does serve a really solid purpose in itself, and so does the other one. And I believe, or actually, let's take a look at this last one right here. This might be okay for a stir fry, but again, let's see how the handle works out and whether or not it would actually make sense for you to, use this as a dedicated solution for something like that. I would say overall, that would be the one pan I would sort of add to this, is just like a non-stick pan for stir fry, maybe something a little bit bigger, and there is still that little bit of give. So I overall would not recommend this for really getting in there and applying some force to the pan itself, given the handle, but still feels super, super solid. I mean, really, it's not going anywhere. And again, like, the quality of all three of these feels to me really awesome. It's got a really solid weight to it, definitely not too heavy either, and that is really easy as well. So let's go ahead and just see how this all stacks together, because that's how it's going to be for me going into my cupboard, and that looks great to me. I mean, really low profile. Could go ahead and just store it like that. It's off to the side, and you're good to go, versus something like a more solid, more traditional pot or pan like this that has an 8 to 12 inch handle sticking out of it, that's taking up a ton of room in your cupboard. So yeah, I really appreciate this so far. It's living up to my expectations, and this is the last piece right here that I mentioned, the Hotpot lid. And yeah, I think that this actually might be a little bit more challenging to store. So let's see how it works out, because I think that this was, in some cases, I did see this online as sort of like an optional addition. So I'm not sure if this comes with every single Sodam set, but I imagine that the construction is pretty similar to all the other pieces, and the handle on top is similar to the smaller hot pots, or sorry, the saucepan handle as well. This looks really good to me so far. Just like as soon as you go ahead and take it out of the packaging, you can really feel the solid construction. I think this is plastic, definitely, not glass. Well, at least I have a hunch that it is. Let's see here. And yeah, this feels really good. I'm not sure what material this is. It might be plastic, but it's definitely not cork or anything that would eventually break down after washing it for too long. So I'm not sure what the actual material itself is, although it's painted in a way that makes it look like that. It is really comfortable, though. If you pick it up and put it down really quick, you might even think that it is just real cork. And it is soft in a sense. So yeah, that feels really good to me. Again, and all rubber all around. That's the only difference between this and the rest of the pieces. And this, the rubber feels really good too. There's, you would really have to sort of rip it off to, force that rubber off. So I'd like to see, I don't personally have a dishwasher, but if you did run this through the dishwasher a bunch of times, I'd like to see if it affected anything. But yeah, overall, really solid construction on this as well. Not sure how I would go. I guess that's really the best the best solution. And you know, you could throw this in a drawer or something, or just put it on top of just like that. But you know, overall, this is really low profile, not a lot of space in your cupboard. So if you live in a studio apartment like I do, and and this is all your counter space, you know, you can imagine the rest of your storage space isn't going to be all that crazy. So I really do think that, you know, if you are someone who is only, you know, mildly enthusiastic about cooking, and you just wanted to put a solid investment into a set of pots and pans that you could use pretty much as an all-in-one solution. I mean, if you're cooking for yourself exclusively, I would say this really could work. You know, if you are someone who cooks a lot of stews or bigger dishes, you know, I cook rice and beans even frequently enough that I would say that this is, and you know, in large quantities. So I would say that this is a little bit too short for me. I would really recommend like a stewing pot, and you know, again, like another dedicated stir frying pan or wok if that's your thing. But overall, this could really work, and you would be very hard pressed to sort of need uh, anything else if you're really that sort of pressed for space in your apartment. So yeah, overall, really feeling good about this so far. Thinking that I'm gonna go ahead and do a review, you know, 1 month in or something like that. But really excited, just really excited about this, and am feeling like it might be worth the investment. But let's see, because like I said, $300 is really quite a bit of money, and I think it does retail in Korea for about the equivalent of 200. Which, you know, if that was the case, I would say that, you know, don't waste any time. Go ahead and go get this. So far, with my first impression, but for 300, I'm not sure if this is really going to be worth the money, unless you're someone who is, like I said, enthusiastic about cooking. You really fit the bill for all of the benefits of this product, especially in the sense that, you know, this is a centerpiece for me. I want to keep this for quite a long time. I do want to be able to take this off of the stove or out of the oven, set it on a dining table, and you know, show it to my friends and say, go ahead guys, eat. And you know, hopefully the impression is just as good for them as it is for me, because I think this looks really beautiful. So with that being said, I think that's it for this video. If you made it to the end at this point, you know, like I said, feeling really good about this product, and thanks for bearing with me throughout what I'm sure has been a very noisy video, because I don't have a dedicated audio solution, and I'm using a broken tripod to film this, and a webcam. So yeah, thanks very much for tuning in. See you later.